4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
As of right now, Giants are pick number 6 in the latest mock draft. And you know it's pretty bad, really is, when season's halfway over with and you're already looking at, what draft pick are we going to get next year? That's basically, right? We got 9 games of football left. If we win a couple of games, I'd be surprised, right? And just the way things are going. You know, the injuries you just keep piling up, and it's not looking good. So you don't know how many more wins we're going to get this season. But one thing you do know is there's a good chance that once again the Giants will be drafting in the top 10 once again. But let me show the mock drafts we got here. I'll show you Tankathon here. Share the screen. All right, scroll down. Where's Tankathon? There we go. All right, the draft order as of right now, anyway. Right. Okay, so Nolan, because the Jets actually won a football game. That just goes to show you, just straight trash we are. Straight trash. The Saints have 1 win. Who was that win against? The Saints are 1-7. They're the worst team in football. Who did they beat? I don't know. I don't remember who the Saints beat. But they're actually the worst team. Actually, somehow, the Jets are pretty bad. They're actually almost worse than the Jets. The Saints have 1 win. Who did they beat? I don't remember who the Saints beat. But whoever they beat, that team must be really, really bad. That's all I got to say. So you got the Saints, the Jets, and Tennessee. Now, you do know that by Saints and the Jets, as I'm going to show you in the mock draft here, quite possibly going to take quarterbacks because the Rattle Man ain't it. The Rattle Man is like his 1 win, of course, was against the Giants. He's like, 1-12 or 1-13 in his career or something like that. Straight trash. Straight trash. Justin Fields, straight trash. Straight trash. So the Jets are going to draft their 337th quarterback since Joe Namath. And they'll probably wind up blowing this one, though, right? But Tennessee's obviously not taking a quarterback. But the Giants are drafting number 6 as of right now, okay? So I'll show you, the one nice thing, doesn't mean the Giants are taking them. Doesn't mean the Giants are going to be drafting number 6. The Giants can be drafting 4. The Giants can be drafting 14, whatever. As of right now, that's all I'm saying. And according to this mock draft, that's all I'm saying, right? Let me show you here. There we go. All right. The Giants are taking, though, the number 1 wide receiver, right? Now, I hope, once again, doesn't mean just because, Tankathon thinks this is who the Giants are going to draft. Certainly doesn't. If the Giants draft says, certainly doesn't mean that, right? What I wouldn't mind is maybe if we got this guy here, if he's that good. I don't know if the offensive tackle will fall to us or not. We'll have to wait and see. We don't need an edge rusher. We don't need these quarterbacks, right? But according to Tankathon, as of right now, just a strict their own mock draft, right? The Giants are taking Jordyn Tyson, wide receiver from Arizona State. Now, he's apparently, according to them, the best wide receiver in the country. The cool thing is, right, is he was teammates with Cam Scatterbo. They both played together at college last year. That would certainly fire Cam up. And we had his own teammate, Jordyn Tyson, going to be playing with him. Let's just see here. Let's see. The next one is Carnell Tate. Of course, once again, this is just, and probably none of this is going to be correct at all by the time the draft does come around. This order, who people are taking, but you'll notice here, who the Giants are taking at wide receiver at number 6, according to them, this tankathon. The next best wide receiver is this Carnell Tate, who the Rams take at pick number 23. So according to this, the Giants will be taking the best wide receiver, which is pretty cool because the Giants need another weapon. Right? So I'll show you. Let's see, share screen. Last season, he didn't do too bad. And actually, this season, he got even without Cam. He's actually doing better this season. All right, now last season, right? Arizona State, where Cam was at, right? 2024. Played in 12 games. He had 75 receptions, 1,100 yards, 14.7 yards of reception, 10 touchdowns. Not too shabby. This season, though, he's played in only 7 games. He has 57 receptions. So he's averaging 8 receptions a game. Once again, it's just college and all that. I get it. He's averaging 11 yards of reception, but he already has 8 touchdowns. 57 receptions. Last year, 12 games, 75 receptions. Last year, so it was what? Last year, he averaged about 6 receptions a game. This year, he's averaging 8. With the 10 touchdowns. So apparently, according to, I don't know what all the drafts, subscriptions out there and all, if they have him picked as the number 1 overall wide receiver in the country. That I don't know, but Jordyn Tyson. They have me. Is this it? Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. I think he's 6'2". 6'2", 195 pounds. So he's not super duper big, but 6'2". Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me share it one more time here. Share screen. And they got a little bit of a write-up on him, I think. Okay, here we go. A little bit of a write-up on him. Jordyn Tyson, 6'2". He got me about 200 pounds. He did transfer from Colorado, though. The redshirt sophomore last year. He was named the 2025 Walter Camp Preseason All-American and recognized on the Maxwell Award Awatch list, the Biletnikoff Award watch list, and a first-team preseason All-Big 12 selection. He was an all-third-team All-American selection by the Associated Press. He had a breakout season last year with 75 catches, 1,100 yards, and 10 touchdowns before getting injured in the second half of the November 30th Arizona game and missing the postseason. Oh, so he missed the postseason. So if he was in there in that game against Texas, maybe Arizona State winds up winning. Earned Big 12 Offensive Newcomer of the Year. Had 5 games of 100 yards receiving, including 12 catches, 176 yards, and 2 touchdowns against K-State. His first 6 games, he totaled 25 catches, 369 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He had 50 receptions, 732 yards, and 6 scores in 6 games, in his second 6 games. Tyson had 8 touchdowns in a 6-game stretch. The 10 touchdowns tied for him for 6th all-time in the Sun Devil history, one of just 11 Sun Devils total to reach double digits in a season, and the most since Jaylene Strong had 10 in 2014. Oh, there you go. He's in pretty good company here. 176 receiving yards against K-State were the most since Brandon Ayuk put up 196 on Washington State in 2019. It was the most receiving yards in a road game since Devin Lucene had 200 yards against California in 2015. 4 of his touchdown receptions were in the final 5 minutes of a half. 3 of his 7 touchdown catches have come in the fourth quarter of games, tied for 4th among FBS receivers. Tyson has emphasized wide receiver coach Hines Ward no block, no rock mantra, as he is 5th among FBS receivers with 298 run blocking snaps this season. So, That's what you want. You don't want no prima donna out there who's not going to try to at least try to run block if you're a wide receiver. So that's good. That's what you want to see. And I'll bet you that really fire Cam Scatterboo up. With Colorado, he played 9 games as a true freshman in 2022. He had 22 receptions for a team-leading 470 yards and 5 total touchdowns this season. So, he's got, to be honest with you, just be, I can't say I've been watching him in college and all that stuff. So when this stuff comes up like this, I have to rely on other people's words for it. Exactly, what he's able to do and the awards he's won, and I can look up his stats and everything like that. But according to Tankathon, anyway, they have him ranked as the number 1 wide receiver on the board. Right? Could things change? Of course. Where the Giants are drafting at, could that change? Of course. They could go. They can get even worse, or they can wind up picking 10 or 12 or 14, whatever. Just don't forget, you win 1 game, it drops you a couple spots. So the Giants were going any kind of want to win another 3 or 4 games the rest of the season. I don't know if that's possible, but if the Giants win another 3 or 4 games, the Giants won't be picking in the top 10. But as of right now, we're drafting number 6. And that is, without question, something we need. We need somebody, have to see, because GVR is his last season with the Giants. He hasn't done too bad now. Where are we going to go to fill his spot? Are we going to bring him back for a 3rd season? I don't know. If we don't, we could use a guard, right? We need people up the middle. We need a corner. We need 2 people up the middle, and to me anyway, we need 2 people out wide. We need another cornerback, and we need another weapon. If we got a Debo, if we got Phillips, and we wind up re-signing Flott, and we have Banks, we still need another cornerback because Banks ain't going to be around forever, right? So we do need another cornerback. Now, if we bring back Flott, we got Phillips, and we got a Debo, we got our 3 starting cornerbacks. So we don't need to take a cornerback in the 1st round, right? But early in the draft, 3rd round, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, especially as a backup, somebody in the early rounds. But we need another weapon. We need somebody else out there that's going to scare the other opponent. And if this guy here can do it, the guy from Arizona State, I said, really fire up Cam, Mr. Tyson. If he's all that, if we bring back Robinson, because let's not forget, we got to try to bring him back too. We got Robinson. If Malik Neighbors comes back and he's out, and we got Tyson. Okay, now we're talking. Now we got our 2 weapons. We have a very good slot receiver. We got Cam back. We got Tracy. We can certainly draft another running back in the later rounds, 4th round, 5th round, somewhere around there. But we need another cornerback. We certainly need another weapon. We could, we need somebody up the middle, whether it's a guard, thinking a guard, which you don't have to take in the 1st round, but you can get a decent guard if you draft correctly. You can certainly draft a decent guard in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round or whatever. You can even, if you're that good, you can draft a guard late and still get a good guard. And we really need somebody up the middle to help clog up the middle, because will Sexy ever be good ever again? I mean, let's hope so, but he's not the same. And if he's doing decently, whoever's next to him, we're giving up 9.5 yards a carry. We got problems. We need to, we could probably use another defensive tackle, somebody up the middle to help Sexy. But all we can do is hope and pray that next season Sexy comes back and he's feeling better, right? Because unfortunately, he's just not. Something's wrong. Something's wrong there. But unfortunately, once again, something's wrong with this whole season for the Giants. But Anyway, the Giants go down to defeat once again. Now we're 2-6, and we're looking at a real hard to believe, but we're looking at a real tough schedule facing the Giants. I mean, out of the next 5-6 games, maybe we can get a win. We have a very tough, very pissed off San Francisco 49er team coming to town. Very well coached. Very well coached. So Giants could be 2-7 after this week. I hope not, but we might.